Our next presenter is a client that I work very closely with. It's also their first time on stage for any of our Innovate conferences, so please join me in giving Wells Fargo a very warm welcome, along with Anand Gupta, who runs the Equities Derivatives platform as part of the Capital Markets Technology Group. Please, Anand.
Thank you. Okay. Today we are going to talk about DevTsk automation. So we built a bot to do developers' task automation. Why did we do this? We wanted to delight our customers, i.e. traders and middle office users and others, by providing them continuous stream of delivery at a low cost. So in order for us to do this one, we adapted a model called as inner source development, right? Inner sourcing development is nothing but is an open source version within an enterprise, right? So basically, what we do by inner source is like open up the code base of an application within the ecosystem, within that enterprise. Any developer across the enterprise can come and contribute the code. So how does it work? Let's take an example, right? Oftentimes, you hear stories like a developer from an application A is waiting for a feature to be delivered from application B. So what happens in this case is you have a dependency on application B. If there are many dependencies on application B, the application B is going to be a blocker for the application A. So the developer is stuck. With inner source, what happens is you open up the code base. The developer from application A can parachute himself into the application B, and he can start coding, right? So this inner source concept itself has been there in the industry for many years. I think it was first introduced in the year 2020. Year 2000. So nearly 24 years. If you look at the penetration of this model, it's only 16% of the companies today say like they have some sort of inner source program going on within their organization. Why is it so difficult, right? That's because of all the challenges. But if you can see, the benefits outweigh the challenges, right? So what are the challenges? Let's go to the next slide and see what the challenges are. Sorry about that, previous slide. So basically, what happens is, what the challenges are, there are three kinds of challenges. The first challenge is people challenge. You have people located across the globe, right? So they have to communicate transparently. That's a big challenge, right? So, and you have the next challenge, code is getting organized in various ways and it is continuously getting refactored and things like that. So what happens is for a parachuted developer to understand the dependencies of the code is going to be challenging, right? The third challenge is being on the clock, especially in large banks. What happens is we are fully regulated. We have to go through a lot of paperwork apart from our day job, right? Let's go to the next slide now. So basically, what you're seeing in this slide is like a developer's day-to-day activity, right? This is no automation, but you have all EPL tools, the enterprise tools, and everything is available. Even after that, you have so much task for a developer to do. Let's go to the next slide. With the bot automation, what happened is all the mundane tasks are moved to the bot, and what we have is only the tasks which requires human intelligence, like coding, code review, and providing the demos to our customers, right? Go to the next slide. Okay, so we talked about the challenges, like one of the challenges, like we have all the code organized in various modules, right? For this demo purposes, what we have done is we have organized the demo application with various modules. You have 5 levels of dependencies. What we're going to do now is like we're going to make a code change in the demo business object. When we make the code change in the demo business object by a parachuted developer who's sitting in an offshore, right, all the dependent modules have to be built, right? This knowledge is not easily available for the parachuted developer. The bot is going to help and figure out all these things and sort out the problem here. Let's get into the demo now. Okay. So basically what you're seeing here is an onshore developer who has created a Jira, right? Sorry about that. So what we have is a Jira developed by the application A team member. In this case, Swapna. She's sitting in offshore. What's happening is she wants this Jira to be implemented in application B, right? So she can submit this Jira and wait for it to be completed, or she can herself can jump in and develop that, right? So what she is going to do now is she's going to go to a chat room where she's typing in few letters of the command. So basically what she has to do now is create a branch, right, in the application B, right? So she goes and gives the DevOps command, right? Basically what she did here is she's just specifying the Jira name and nothing else, right? And then she's entering this command. The moment she enters the command, the bot is going to in a consistent fashion, it's going to name the Jira, the branch, right? In this case, it created a branch with the Jira key and the Jira title. And she can go and click from here, and it'll take her directly to the code. And she's going to make the necessary changes, and she's going to commit the changes. Normally, when we pick up the Jiras, what happens is we'll do multiple commits. Once all the commits are successful, what we will do is we'll raise a PR. So the PR is where the magic is going to happen, right? So now what happens is now she's completed with all the changes. She's from a different application. She doesn't own anything in this application. She's raising a PR saying like, look, I want this code to be reviewed. So she submitted this change, the PR. Once she submits the PR, what happens is the bot is going to figure out who's the component owner of the component in which Swapna has made the change, right? So in this case, it has identified it is Kannan, who is an onshore developer, right? So the Kannan, now he can go. He can look at, he's getting the alert. Once he got the alert, he can look at what that PR is, and he can review the PR. Once he reviews the PR, and if he's happy, he's going to say he's going to approve it, right? Let's go with that happy path. So once he approves, what happens is the bot is going to go and inform our offshore developer from application A that the PR has been approved, right? Right now, it's in a pending review state, right? And Kannan has submitted his approval. We're waiting for the PR to be approved. So if you look at it, well, the PR is getting approved. Yeah, so PR is approved and it is merged as well, right? The code is merged. Now our offshore developer has the opportunity to go and build. Look at this, right? The developer is not even supposed to be part of the application application B. What she's doing here is she's issuing a command to the bot saying, please do the build and deploy, right? All she knows is she made the change in the demo business object. Once she issues this command, what happens is the bot is going to go and figure out all the dependencies, right? So the build is going to take time. So what we are going to do is we have already tagged a pre-built the demo application. So if you look at this, right? So the bot went and figured out what are the components it needs to build. There are 5 levels of dependencies I talked about. So only the impacted dependencies alone have been built here, right? Once the build is successful, what happens is the deployment happens. After the deployment, what's going to happen is it's going to run a functional test. Functional test is a means by which we make sure whatever we deploy in production is 100% bulletproof, right? So let's go to the, so what happens is now the functional test itself, it could be either successful or a failure. What we have done for our demo purposes, we have deployed the application with a failure case So what our developer is trying to do here is she's running the functional test in the demo mode, which means only the demo modules are getting tested, right? As part of it, it's going to fail because we set it up like that, right? So the moment the failure happens, it tells like what was the failure. Right now, it says it started, right? The moment the failure happens, it's going to tell what kind of failure. It is going to show all the failure reports and everything. She can go into the server and fix the issues. After fixing the issue, what she's going to do is she's going to run the functional test again. So the process continues until all the functional tests are successful and the product is delivered, right? So if you look at it, there are 4 workflows we went through to recap, right? First, what we did was a parachuted developer wants to pick up the code, right? She wrote the Jira. For transparency, the Jira is recorded. The next thing is she went to the bot, asked for the help, and the bot is able to create the branches and everything. Now, there ends the first workflow. The second workflow, what we did was the developer finished the coding and then raised the PR. The bot hunted for all the component owners, and it requested for the component owners to approve. Think about this. If that component owner is not in office or in town, it's going to keep on chasing them until they come and approve it, right? So which means our offshore developer does not have to pick up the phone and talk to the onshore developer or the unknown component owner, right? They don't have to chase them. The bot is going to do all the work for them, right? So, so here comes, we issued the functional test again, right? After fixing the functional test, the functional tests are successful now. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, Anand. A great bot and a great DevOps use case on display. Now, you showed a lot of use cases there and features of Symphony, from the tagging capability to the app mentions. But one that we did see, a new Symphony feature, was the autocomplete. So why don't you tell us a bit more about that and how that's allowed you to simplify your workflows?
Yeah, sure, right? So obviously, we are going to bring in developers from the ecosystem within the enterprise. They have to jump in and do. The bot is constantly evolving. We are going to introduce a lot of commands into the bot, right? To a lot of workflows we are going to introduce. With an autocomplete, the parachuted developer doesn't have to remember what those commands are. He just comes and types in few letters of the command. The bot automatically prompts them with all the necessary information. So it's an ease for a parachuted developer. So as I said, like inner source was not picking up because there's so much complexity and challenges. With Symphony, what happens is it gives you auto-completion. You don't have to remember a lot of things. It helps you a lot.
Amazing. So be sure to look out for that feature in the near future. Alongside that, this bot has been around, the Vela bot has been around for some time now, a few years. What have the feedback been from users of this bot, and what does the future iterations of this bot look like as well?
Okay, so we built this bot for our own application platform, right, for the equity derivatives application platform. So we organically grew. It's been there live for the past 3 years, right? So what we have done now is there are more applications who are interested in, more platforms are interested in. So we are opening up this Vela bot as a product internally so that other teams can also benefit and they can also open up their code base to the entire enterprise.
Awesome. And that's all the time we have. Thank you, Anand and Wells Fargo.
Thank you.